I thank you for honoring our invitation for this press briefing, even though the notice has been very short. Some of you may have seen a video that has been trending online, where a young man alleged that Alliance Hospital harvested a kidney from a 17-year-old boy and sold it, and he threatened to take the matter up with the human rights. I'm here to set the record straight. Kidney transplant is a very complex undertaking involving two major surgeries that go on simultaneously. It requires very painstaking pre-operative protocols as well as diligent post-operative care for a good outcome. For above reason, only a few hospitals around the country and indeed around the world can muster the resources and technical depth to safely engage in kidney transplant operations. Till date, Alliance Hospital has carried out 64 kidney transplant surgeries, with 97% of the patients discharged home after a successful kidney transplant procedure. Procedures like this represent the only hope for thousands of patients in our country suffering from chronic kidney failure who are currently undergoing dialysis until the conditions are met for kidney transplant. Now to the allegation. The young man in the video is the brother of a patient, and I would like to withhold the name of the patient here, I mean the donor, because of patient confidentiality. So the young man in the video is the brother of the patient who was a kidney donor in the last batch of kidney transplants that was done in this hospital on Friday, 11th November 2022. As a rule, patients source for their donors from amongst members of their families or friends and present to the hospital for compatibility test. If the patients and proposed donors are found to be compatible, then further tests are done to determine the fitness of the donor for kidney donation surgery. Once the donor is determined to be fit to donate, then the administrative and legal procedures are undertaken. Part of the legal procedure requires that the patient swear to an affidavit stating the following. 1. That the patient is above 18 years of age, which is the legal requirement in Nigeria for adulthood. 2. That there is no financial inducement and that he is not paid any amount of money to undertake this venture. 3. That he is consenting to the procedure willingly and without any coercion. And lastly, that he is to state his relationship with the recipient. In the case in question, the donor duly swore to an affidavit and stated as follows. 1. That he was born on the 14th of September 2004. He was 18 years and 2 months at the time of the surgery. 2. There was no financial inducement. 3. He consented to the procedure willingly without any coercion or intimidation. 4. He stated that the recipient is his uncle. And finally, the patient also deposed to an affidavit stating that the donor is his nephew. With the above documentation and positive compatibility and surgery fitness test, the hospital proceeded with the surgery, which as always turned out to be successful. Both the donor and the patient were discharged home at the appropriate time without any complications. On the 24th of November, that was yesterday, 2022, exactly 2 weeks after the surgery, we got an invitation from the highly esteemed Honorary President, Mr. Ahmed Issa, the founder of Human Rights Radio and Television here in Abuja, who is a certified arbitrator. He informed us that a case of breach of promise regarding a kidney donor has been levied against us, against the hospital, and he gave us an opportunity to come and defend ourselves. 2 representatives from the hospital went to honor that invitation. Also present were members of the family of the donor. The family members, that is his brother and sister, spoke on behalf of the donor, and they made the following points. 1, that the patient, that's the donor, is 70 years old, that the recipient is not a biological relative of the donor, that there has been an intermediary person unknown to the hospital who contacted the donor on behalf of the recipient to donate his kidney for a financial consideration of 2.8 million naira and a promise to relocate him abroad. These were the words of the relatives of the donor, completely unknown to the hospital. That the intermediary person did not give the donor any amount of money as promised after the surgery. That the hospital should pay the family the said 2.8 million naira and fulfill other promises, otherwise they will escalate the case. As a hospital, we were surprised at the submission of the family at the Human Rights Radio and Television meeting. We expressed our surprise at the claims of the family, which were contrary to what information the donor gave to the hospital, for which he also deposed to an affidavit. We took exception to the claims of the family and advised them to locate the intermediary person to discuss their grievances. We don't know who this intermediary person is. They mentioned the name, but for confidentiality's sake, I will also keep the name away from this press briefing. We were to have another meeting with the Honorary President on Saturday, that's tomorrow, before the brother of the donor released the video in question in bad faith. Meanwhile, further meetings with the Human Rights Radio and Television has been suspended as a result of this video. What we are witnessing today, ladies and gentlemen, is a major drawback of the social media, whereby unsubstantiated stories fly across the world with the speed of light. This gives credence to the argument by some that the social media space should be regulated. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now conclude this briefing by saying that the fact before us as a hospital states clearly that the donor in question is over 18 years of age and by Nigerian Constitution is an adult. Our lawyers have been briefed to commence a legal suit against the young man who posted the said video for defamation of character, and we may be forced to join any media organization who fail to exercise necessary professionalism and precaution in reporting this case in the suit. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. Thank you. My name is Dr. Christopher Otabo, Medical Director, Alliance Hospital. I'm a fellow of the West African College of Surgeons and fellow of the International College of Surgeons. I want to just show you the affidavit. The High Court of Justice, Federal Capital Territory. So this is a High Court document. So for the purpose of confidentiality too, the photograph of the donor is not displayed. He says, I, his name, a male Christian, Nigerian citizen, residing at Gwagwalada, Nasarawa State, Gwadala, Nasarawa State, Abuja, do hereby declare on oath and state as follows, that I am the deponent to this affidavit, the name and address above are mine, that I, his name, intend to donate a kidney to the name of the patient for transplant at Alliance Hospital, that the patient who is the recipient is his uncle, is my uncle, using his word, and is currently ill with kidney disease. That all facts stated herein are, to the best of my knowledge, true and correct. That this affidavit is made in good faith and for record purposes. That I depose to this affidavit in good faith, conscientiously, believing that same to be true and correct in accordance with the provision of the Oath Act. So this is the first document for the general affidavit. He also deposed to the donor's affidavit. He said, I, his name, and his residence, solely affirm and declare as under that I am donating my kidney to the donor, to the recipient, and he is aged 18 years, at my free will and choice, without any pressure or undue influence from any side. Neither have I sold or have I bargained for this above said donation. Then his signature is there. Verified on the 10th of November, that 2022, that the content of the above affidavit are true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief. Nothing material has been concealed therefrom. Is signed.